Hello and welcome to the Bridge Couples Research Orientation video. This video is created to help those who are participating in the research to be able to get information about what's expected from the clinicians on the Bridge Couples Research Project. We just want to introduce ourselves. I am Dr. Jennifer Ripley, the principal investigator of the project, oversight of operations and research. Elizabeth Lauer is the research director. She'll be your main contact and help for you on anything that you need for the project. If you're communicating with us by email or by phone, all of those things, then she's there to be able to help the process be smooth and easy for you. Dr. Ev Worthington is a co-investigator. He is in charge of research, and he'll be working primarily behind the scenes in the project. And Dr. Vanessa Kent is the clinical director of the project at Life Care Counseling, and she is a full-time clinician who helps us stay relevant to the clinical perspective and the research that we're doing. We know that couples therapy is difficult. It's difficult to do anywhere that you do it. And in fact, half of couples nationwide don't improve whenever they come in to couples therapy. It's a really difficult job. But we add to that there are pressures from funders and clients, and we need data to be able to support that spiritually integrated couples therapy is helpful to the couples that we see. We know, we hear it from the couples that they're looking for this, that they want to talk about the spiritual part of their life, or they want it to be respected. But we are in an age of pressure, and funders and clients alike do need this data. And we don't have the data. We don't really know what's happening in spiritually integrated therapy. So what can we do? Well, the Templeton Foundation has done something. They have given a $1.8 million grant that's been distributed to 20 different research studies to include the University of Denver, Harvard Medical Center, Wake Forest Healthcare, Miami University, and us. So we're one of 20. We're very privileged and thrilled to be a part of this larger study. All the data is going to actually be combined, although we are the only couples-focused research study in the entire study. So it's a big data study. And we're trying to answer 3 questions. What are therapists and clients' perspectives on spiritual interventions? What do they see happening? Is it valuable to them? What's that process over time in this spiritually integrated couples therapy? And then we care internally more than anything about the result of the process. The larger study is really looking at the perspective and the process, questions 1 and 2. We think that the couples that you see are actually going to get a benefit. This is a simple way for you to do some routine outcome monitoring on the symptoms that your couples therapy patients present with. If you want to talk with us further about routine outcome monitoring for your patients, we can talk to you further about that. But there are research studies that show that couples and clients who routinely monitor how they're doing, so kind of a weekly checklist or check-in of what they're doing and how they're doing, do better in outcomes. And it kind of makes sense that would be the case. So we have a question for you, and the question is, are you all in? I am all in as the principal investigator. We're all in as a team. And so our question is, are you in with this together with us? And we hope that you are. So what do you need to do if you're all in? The first thing you need to do is, if you have not yet registered to be a therapist for the study, you should go to bridgecouples.com and complete the therapist consent and demographic information and survey. You actually are a participant in this research in addition to the couples that you see, and you will be able to give us the information we need there, also to be able to contact you and work with you from here to the future. But we want to do everything properly, so we want to get your consent, official consent and information from you to register you to begin in this study. If you have registered and you are ready to go, then you should have received a packet from us. If you have not yet received the packet, you might want to stop this training right now and wait until the packet arrives. But if you do have the packet, go on in and pull out the form that should be right on top, and it's the tracking form. This is the one and only form in our study that has to be on paper. Everything else that you have there in your packet is backup, and it should all generally be done online. But the tracking form is one that you do on paper, and we thought this would be easier for clinicians to do on paper. And you'll see there, you'll put your name in. and you'll put in where you practice. You'll also put your female and male partners' pseudonyms on there. We use pseudonyms. We never have client real names. We as the researchers never know their names. We are using as a standard kind of direction for them to use their street name as a pseudonym. This makes it easy on you in case they forget their pseudonym. Then you can just say, well, it's supposed to be your street name. Is that what you're using? And it makes it easy, to backtrack too if for some reason, we have something weird happening and we need to find out. We can say, hey, we haven't heard anything from, couple Main Street, USA in a month or two, and then you'll know who it is. We won't know who it is, but you should know who it is. You'll also see there a chance for you each time that they participate, each session that they participate, you just put down the date of the meeting, and then did the couple participate in the online questionnaire? Did you participate? And then this lets you know, like, you will get a little honorarium. No one's making money off this, but at least a little thank you from us, kind of a Starbucks on us type thing for it. And then when you're done with the whole thing and they either complete treatment, because some people withdraw prior to 6 sessions, or they get to 6 sessions with you, and that's as long as we're going to study them, then go ahead and either fax or email, scan and email us this form, and that will let us know that the couple has completed it. And we'll also release the honorarium for you. So this form kind of gives you a big picture view of what's happening overall in the study. Also, if you turn over onto the back of the tracking form, you'll see a quick reference for this study for you. And it kind of goes through all the major things that we think once you've gone through the training and you just need a quick reference about what to do at different steps in different areas of the study, then you kind of have it there for you. So we hope that's helpful to you. Okay, the next thing that's going to happen, if you've registered for the study and you've completed this video training, and so you have gotten the A-OK from us to start the study, then you are welcome to invite clients, couples, to begin to participate. And this is a sample script. You don't have to give this script, but this gives you a sample of what you might say to a couple. I'd like to give you an opportunity to contribute to some research on spiritually integrated couple therapy that is being conducted in several Christian practices. This study is part of a larger worldwide project investigating what is happening in therapy that has a spiritual component or with spiritual clients and therapists. If you were to participate, you would be asked to complete a survey after each session for 6 sessions about how you are doing and about what is happening in therapy. The only cost to you is a few minutes of your time each week, and you may find it beneficial to reflect on your progress. The research helps clients like you in the long run by helping us improve and show evidence for spiritual integration in therapy. This study will not change what we do in therapy. If you decide not to participate, your therapy and our relationship will not be negatively affected, and you have the right to withdraw from the study at any time. Is this something you would be interested in? So that gives you an idea of the kinds of things you can say. A couple things that are important ethically to do whenever you are inviting clients to join the project. This is probably the most important thing for us to communicate with you in this video. One, encourage them to participate in the value of the study, so a positive attitude about spiritually integrated therapy and the value of them and reflecting on their progress. And remember that spiritual integration, for this study, it can be broadly defined. It doesn't have to be explicit. It could be just, if spiritual things come up, I'm happy to talk about them type of approach. You probably would not include people in this study who say, no, I never want to talk about religion or spiritual things. I'm not interested in that. Please don't bring it up, right? So that type of person, because some of the questions are going to be about spirituality. Most of the questions are not about spirituality, but there are a few that are. If that's going to be difficult for them or a negative experience for them, then don't include them in the study. But likewise, you don't have to limit the study only to people who want to talk about scripture or prayer or, they're valued to Christ or something like that. It can include people who are open to talking about spiritual integration if it pops up. In fact, we'd like to capture the whole bell curve of people that are doing spiritually integrated therapy, both those who talk about it a lot and those who really don't talk about it out loud at all, and see what their perspectives are. But so encourage them positively. However, we should never pressure, coerce, or guilt couples into participating. They have the right to refuse and withdraw at any time. We just say, okay, that's fine, no problem, and keep going with your normal therapy work. The therapy and therapeutic relationship should not be affected by whether or not they decide to participate. And remember, there is no cost, but there is also no benefit to the couples in terms of payment. So there's a small benefit to you because of the management of the data and getting it to us and all of that, but there's no payment to the couples. And then if they have any concerns, you might think about any concerns that you anticipate couples having and thinking about how you would answer their questions. Feel free to email us at any time if you think, I think some of my couples might ask this question or that question that wasn't addressed in this video. We would be more than happy to answer. And then if something pops up, as you know, happens with people, and it stumps you and you're not quite sure what the answer to it is, tell them, we'll hold on starting the study this week, and I'll ask the researchers, and I'll get back to you next time in our next meeting. And go ahead and contact us, and we'll be happy to answer the question. Okay. Once you have a couple that has signed on and is willing to do it, in the first meeting that you have with them, you should have some business cards there. They look similar to these images on your screen here about bridgecouples.com, and it says click on the couple registration button on the front side, and then on the back side it says, are you already registered? Then use the session 2 plus link on bridgecouples.com, and it also has the QR code for people who are tech savvy and like to do that on their phones. Most couples, we expect, will be doing this on their phones. If you have a couple that does not have a smartphone, or for any reason that it's not working that day or something, that's what the paper backup copies are for, to be able to pull that out and give that to them. So the first questionnaire that they fill out the first time has their consent form within it to be ethical, and then it also has a few more questions so that we have demographics and that sort of thing on the couples. But go ahead and give them the invitation card that has the website address and encourage them to complete it immediately, either before or after each session. And then your job is to check in with them each week. Did you fill it out before you came in? Maybe while waiting in the lobby for you. Or if they haven't filled it out, to wait and do it at the end of the session there in your office. Or if that's not possible, to stop in the lobby and complete it there. They will have the consent and intake questionnaires, and those will be done online for them. So that first session, again, is going to take a little bit longer. And then anytime you start a new couple, you'll want to pull out a tracking sheet and make sure that it's in a safe place so you have a record and you know what their pseudonym is and the dates of the session. And then your job is to complete the therapist session checklist online after each couple session that you see. So once you do it a few times, you'll get familiar with it, and I think it'll be really fast and easy to be able to do. You can go online and look at it now. We think that the number one threat to the validity of this study is what we call the lobby issue. So the couples that are coming to see you are not there to participate in research. They're there to get help with the pain that they have in their relationship. So, but we do think that there is research that shows that this is good for them. So you'll want to set up some kind of frame or rule for the couples that you see. Are you going to have them do it in the lobby before they come in? Are you going to have them do it in your office while you fill out your therapist session checklist or some notes while they're sitting there in your office? Are you going to have them ask them to stop in the lobby and sit down before they leave and do it? So what is your ability here? What is your setting? Some places might have front desk staff who can assist you and have kind of an alert pop up that this is a couple, and to remind them to participate in the study, make it automatic for them. We think if they have to do it later at home, like if something weird happens and they're like, we have to go, I'm sorry, we have to go get our kid for soccer or something, we can't stay, that the chances are they won't do it at home. They'll forget. So the do it in the lobby issue is a real issue of validity for this study. And so we just encourage you to think now about what your personal frame or rules are going to be for the couples you see in the setting that you're in to make sure that it can be effective. Contact us if you have any questions about that. Then it's pretty simple. Each week, you'll go to the website and fill out the therapist session checklist, and the couple, each partner, will fill out their own version. So for each session, there should be 3 questionnaires coming in, one from the therapist and one from each partner. And so you want to think about the best way to get started and roadblocks that you might have in your own style of practice or office for doing that with them. And yes, you can do this with couples that are already existing on your caseload and just start now, even though it's session 10 or 20 or 40 or whatever many sessions you've had, and just do 6 sessions. We have a way to manage that data within our statistical analysis. When you get to the 6th session, and remember, we're just doing 6 sessions worth. So no matter how often you meet with them, some people meet weekly, some I know are every other week. If you're not meeting regularly at all, like if it's just a one-time consult, with a couple, they're only coming in once or twice with you, they're probably not best for this study. But if you don't know, you could sign them on and try it. But at the 6th session, or if they terminate prior to session 6, the system will automatically give both you and the couple some extra questions about what happened over the course of the 6 sessions. So instead of asking those every time, we only ask them one time at the end. So your couple may need to be reminded that, hey, today is the 6th session, and make sure that when you answer your questionnaire that you tell it it's the 6th session. If you're doing the paper one, so you want to make sure that you have that ready for them, because it's a little bit longer if you have somebody who doesn't have a smartphone and is doing it on paper. You have a card there in your packet of materials that has our email address and has Elizabeth's cell phone number there, actually, available to you, and the fax number and everything to be able to communicate with us as easy as possible. Since this is a video, I'm not able to field questions with you right now, but please do write down questions and go to an email and email us any questions that you have and anything that seems unclear to you about how you're supposed to be conducting this study, because you are a researcher in collaboration with us, and your work is very important. We do have a small thank you of some free training videos on best practice in ethics and spiritually integrated couple therapy that Dr. Ev Worthington and I created, and you can find a link to those on the bridgecouples.com website, which is where everything is located in the same place for you. We are working on getting continuing education for that right now, but for now they're free and available. It's not required to watch them. It's just a free gift to you. Finally, you have this on a card, but email us, the phone, the fax, and the website. The main thing is everything is on the website, bridgecouples.com. We also have some extra things in there, including like if you lose your paper packets and you want to print new ones, you can go there to download and print them, some extra instructions and frequently asked questions. But contact us if you run out. If you're the kind of person that has a lot of couples coming in who need paper copies, just contact us and we'll send you another packet of paper copies. You should have enough for 3 couples there in your packet that you receive from us. Thank you so much for participating in this research. We are so excited to have you be a part of it. It is a very important study being conducted all around the world on spiritually integrated couple therapy that's going to make a real impact in the field. And we're really glad to have you as a very important part of it there in your practice every day. We're here to support you, and we're glad to do it. Take care. God bless.